A big thank you to Carol Off, who did such a good job tonight. Thank you very much, Carol. Thank you. It's quite incredible to see Carol do year 1 of this gala and then come back and do year 7 of this gala. So thank you very much, Carol. It's always good having you back with us. My name is Abdullah Snobar. I actually work at Ryerson University as the Executive Director for DMZ, but I have the good privilege of sitting on the board for Daughters for Life, and I am the chair for this year's gala. For 10 years now, the Daughters for Life Foundation has had a vision to bring peace through education. In honor of Bisan, Mayar, and Aya, all Dr. Abul Aish's daughters who passed in Gaza, the foundation was created to bring change to our world. And when this change happened, well, it happens when people come together for what they believe is better. I wanted to say a quick thing to Waad. Waad, where are you? You mentioned earlier on stage that sorry for bragging. I know that you're Canadian now, you're saying sorry for a thing like this, but never be sorry for bragging, because the more you brag, the more you make us proud, and that goes along with you and all the other scholars. So please continue bragging. I want to thank you all very much for being here on a Friday night. We know it's not easy, but we appreciate the belief that you have in this cause. Thank you for your generous support. The foundation is obviously creating multiple opportunities, opening doors and building experiences, and hopefully changing the lives of many young scholars and women. From local awards in their local countries to full scholarships and once-in-a-lifetime fellowship opportunity across the globe, the foundation's work has provided the right to an education to more than 400, I'm going to say that again, 400 young women from the Middle East. 400. Tonight, we celebrated the success of these young women, as well as our academic partners, and obviously the incredible achievements of the Luminary Award recipients that I cannot even begin to explain to you how impressive it was to hear all 3 of them come up here. And I think it makes all of us have a humbled experience listening to those remarkable stories. We're reminded that as supporters of the DFL, we are committed to building a better world together. And we want to make sure we cross that river but find no alligators in there, right? Right, Dr. Jean? We want to make sure there's no alligators in the river. Each one of the individuals we heard from the stage today has a very common thread. What I heard is everybody had a moving story, number 1. And number 2, they're all incredibly resilient in what they do and how they do things. The lesson I took out of the entire night tonight goes as follows. When your knees buckle, crawl, roll, but do not give up. When your knees buckle, crawl, roll, but do not give up. There is always going to be hope. And I think that's one lesson I got very clear when I first met Dr. Azzuddin Abul Aish, which I'll talk about in a second. Now, we can't end off this evening without some additional important thank yous for people that have really supported the foundation. So on behalf of the board of directors, I want to thank the wonderful staff here at the Carlu who have been a huge support to this organization for the past 7 years. We have hosted this gala here for 7 great, fantastic years. So thank you. I want to thank all of our sponsors, Platinum, Gold, Silver. Carol mentioned all of them, but I also want to thank our in-kind sponsors, our volunteers who have offered their time and generosity. We greatly appreciate all of your work and commitment to making this possible. To the amazing Gala organizing committee, thank you for working endlessly to put tonight's event together. These are no easy tasks for volunteers. Nobody's being paid to do this stuff, so this is obviously all coming together as a community. I want to thank in particular Shata, Dalal, Natasha, Veronica, and Darina. Where are you? Just put your hands up. Nobody likes being recognized. This is humility at its finest, but we have to recognize them. One person in particular that I'd be remiss not to mention is Jacqueline Ibrahim. Jacqueline, where are you? Ladies and gentlemen, for those who don't know, Jacqueline is the director of operations, the only staff member that we actually have at DFL, but the one that carries a lot of the weight on her shoulders. She is the one that we bother 24 hours a day. She's the one that delivers 24 hours a day. She's the one that looks after the operations of the foundation, looks after the scholars, makes sure that things are moving together in terms of partnerships and opportunities for DFL. So we could not be more thankful for your time and all your efforts, Jacqueline. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And my final thank you is to the hero that I think we've all seen today, Dr. Izzuddin Abul Aish. The first time I had the good fortune of meeting Dr. Izzuddin was actually on a plane. Him and I were going to Jordan and Palestine together. We got on that plane, we chatted for a few hours, he talked to me about his book and his story, and I was completely intrigued. And I was fortunate enough to now spend the next 2 weeks with Dr. Izzuddin Abul Aish in the Middle East. As soon as we landed in the Jordanian airport, I tell you, forget Justin Bieber. The popularity that Dr. Izzuddin brought to the airport was unbelievable. Everybody was hugging him, saying hi to him. We all knew who he was. Here I am, carrying my luggage behind him, saying, "Who is this guy? This guy's really popular." So at that moment, I looked at Dr. Izzuddin and I said, "You know what? If you're gonna go buy a falafel, if you're gonna buy a shawarma, if you're gonna go meet the king, I'm coming with you. Wherever you go, I'm gonna be right there beside you." And he agreed, thankfully. And I spent an incredible almost 2 weeks with Dr. Izzuddin in the Middle East, seeing things that I never thought I would see. But the one word that resonated with me, that stood out in terms of his character, his personality, was courage. I saw courage beyond anything else I've ever seen. And when they say not all heroes wear capes, that was the most beautiful thing I could ever imagine in describing Dr. Izzuddin Abul Aish. Not all heroes wear capes. And you, my friend, are an incredible hero. Thank you for all the things you've done for this organization, for this country, for women across the world, and giving hope and courage to allow them to continue forward and not lose faith and hope. Thank you, thank you, thank you.